Welcome to another episode. We lost count, so we say another episode versus episode 45.
Yeah, I think we're on like 52, but don't quote me on that.
There we go. You have both of us today, and we are doing both audio and video. And today we're talking about responsibility and commitment. So
Two things
let's
that
talk
people are
about
lacking.
those. We all are lacking, actually,
Well,
all of us.
we all do, but I think this is such a big topic when it comes to healing because, you and I talk about so many avenues of healing, healing the body, healing relationship with self, healing finances, so many different things. And it's like we can't do those things without being 100% responsible and committed. Like to me, those are non-negotiables and they go hand in hand. And it's been a game changer for me. Like, I don't know about you, but in the past, I'd be like, oh, I'd say I was committed. And then I'd be like, oh, but something more important came up, or I don't feel
Absolutely.
like it.
No, that's actually me. So that I need to learn a lesson into from you because like I was really today like we're gonna talk like okay people we are
We're getting
very
real
raw.
here.
We're getting very real and like we're not even like I know we put in notes in the doc but we don't even look at them. So like for example today you were saying oh your husband is sick, your husband's sick, and then you committed to going to the hotel tonight so you can work on some of the stuff for your membership and whatnot. And I was listening to her voice message and saying, yeah, her husband, I mean, your husband's pretty sick. Like
Yeah, I don't know
she's
if he's
like,
got COVID or what, but he got an IV and he's doing all the things. And he's like, I feel like death.
exactly. I know when you said that, I'm like, oh my God, he's dying. So, not literally, but anywho, and then you have your son. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is she gonna be like, this is what I thought in my head. Is he gonna be able to go to the hotel now? Because if it were me, and I told you, if it were me, I would have canceled because I'm so used to rescuing and saving and like, oh my goodness, no, no, no. The hotel and the members and the recording, this can all wait. I need to just go take care of whoever. But what did I do? Because I did all that. I got them used to, relying on me to solve their problems and to rescue them. But you said, oh no, they're just going to take care of themselves, and whatever they're going to do. And I committed to myself. And I was very, very like, whoa. Like people see me as this confident person, and I know you and I talk about like as sometimes as it comes to pricing, like I have no problem telling people how much this costs, how much I charge. Like my rates are non-negotiable. Like I have no problem saying that. But I do have a problem committing to myself and committing to what I want to do. And I'm constantly changing plans to fit other people's agendas or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like so amazed by your commitment to yourself. So talk about that.
I mean, it's a new thing, right? Like in the past, I didn't always do that. And I didn't have that personal responsibility, that self integrity, and that commitment piece. And now it's like, no, those are three really important values for me. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And so that's the thing. It's like background for you guys. Yeah, I committed to this a while ago. I was like, I'm going to stay in a hotel. I'm going to get work done. I try to do this quarterly. I'm revamping things in my membership. Like I have a list of things to do. And things were not stacked in my favor. Like my kiddo got attacked by like chiggers, which Denise is like, what the heck is a chigger? But they're like nasty little bugs. I don't even know what to call them. He got them outside. Like he's just got like bites all over his body. My husband is sick. My kiddo kept me up all night because he was scratching and he wanted to sleep with me. So my sleep was bad. I've got a sick husband. Like I'm tired, but I'm here. I'm here because I said I'm going to do this. I don't go back on my commitments. I'm taking responsibility. I'm self-integral. I'm tired, but I'm going to power through it. And then, funny story, cards really stacked against me. I sat in the lobby for 20 minutes. 20 minutes because, get this, I've never heard this in my life. The reservation was under my husband's name and not mine, so they wouldn't check me in. And I'm like, I've reserved things under him forever. We have the same last name,
That's
same ID.
interesting.
And he's like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 hotel policy. He legally needs to be here. So then what am I doing? I'm calling my husband and he's not answering. He's asleep on the couch. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I literally texted a neighbor and was like, I'm gonna owe you so big, but can you go ring the doorbell? So no joke, he's ringing the doorbell. He gets my husband up. I get my husband on the phone. I'm like, I need you to call. Give me permission. Like we're talking about all the cards are stacked against me. And there are so many opportunities that I could have been like, you know what? I'm just gonna reschedule this.
It's not meant to be. Yeah, you
It's not
could have
meant to
said that.
be.
You could have twisted it. You could have twisted it, but you didn't.
I didn't.
That's like that's integrity. That this is the ultimate integrity. Like everybody should definitely learn a lesson or two from that.
Well,
And
and
I know I'm learning.
I'm not perfect, right? Like this is one thing I'm working on mastering, but like in terms of the healing aspect, this is me healing. This is me stepping into the new version of me. And I know you and I have talked about this in the past. I don't even know what episodes, maybe multiple, but like one of the things I've said recently is who would I be if I were a successful business owner, right? We're not just like cutting corners anymore. I'm not treating it like it's a hobby. A successful business owner says, I committed to this thing and I'm going to show up. And that's what I'm doing. I'm stepping into that new me.
I love that. I love that. Like, and this is something that, and that's right now you're committing to the business, but there's, so many of us wanting to commit to our health, but then,
Yeah.
oh, we come up with the excuses, we come up with whatever. So any healing that you are wanting to achieve, you definitely want to commit to that. And this ties in with the identity piece, right? So you are identifying as a successful business owner. And what does a successful business owner do? A successful business owner shows up no matter what, with integrity. You stick to your word. You said you're going to do this, you do this. If you are saying that I'm identifying as a healthy person. I'm not identifying as the sick person. I have IBS or I have this or hormone or whatever issues, imbalances. If I'm identifying as a healthy person, what does a healthy person do? What does a healthy person eat? What does a healthy person think, right? Because
Mhm.
you cannot keep thinking the toxic thoughts and eat the healthy food, right? We talked about that and we talk about it
Mhm.
all the time. You can eat healthy, but also you got to feed your mind healthy thoughts. So that's the big commitment to yourself. You want to be healthy, you want to be a successful business owner, a successful stay-at-home wife, whatever your goals are, and definitely listen to the identity shift and start showing up as that. Are you going to have, ups and downs? You're going to have bad days, good days? Absolutely. However, it is the progress, and the progress is not linear. And it's the showing up for yourself in order to achieve what you want to achieve.
And it's showing up when it's inconvenient. Like today was very inconvenient. But when is life ever convenient? Truly. And that's the thing is when we're looking at health or other aspects, is it convenient for you to get up early and go for a walk? Is it convenient for you to go to the gym? Is it convenient for you to do XYZ? Usually, no, right? But we follow through because we're committed, not when we're motivated, right? Because motivation is just a feeling, commitment is a decision. When I have a decision, I follow through.
Yeah. And I have been training myself too, and that's something I learned from Joe Dispenza, is that discomfort is temporary,
Mm.
transformation is permanent. So remember, because we are addicted to betraying ourselves, we are addicted to the fight or flight, we are addicted to that stress level. And then every time I get the emotions that's going to cause the stress because I'm addicted to it, it's familiar. I remind myself that discomfort is temporary, transformation
Mm.
is permanent. Like you and I, before we hit record, I was just kind of like asking advice about something. It's like I keep, you know, I keep bringing on the emotions that are triggering the stress level, and I'm bringing them on. I'm
Mhm.
bringing those thoughts. I'm just like, instead of like letting them go, I'm constantly bringing them on. And when I am more conscious about it and more aware and stepping back into my breath, this is when I'm saying, no, this is not the new version of me, right? I
Yeah.
am in the process of building a new life. That new person does not identify as a worrier, someone who worries, does not identify as a person who overthinks, does not identify as a rescuer and a saver. Because I do come from a culture where, women, they constantly want to save their husbands or their children. I'm constantly wanting, oh, what can I do for you to save you? What can I do?
Hmm.
Let me get the no. But what am I doing? I'm constantly allowing them, enabling them
Yeah.
to not to rely on themselves, instead relying on me. So
And
yeah,
that's commitment. And the thing is commitment doesn't happen over time. Like you can make a commitment and say, from now on, I'm going to stick to it. But it can also be a process if there's aspects of your life you've not committed to before or new things for you, right? It's one thing to say, like, I commit to going to the gym 3 days a week. Okay, great, do that. But for you, like, this is a whole other situation of like, it's an internal commitment. It's much harder to me
yes,
than an external commitment of I'm going to go do this thing versus I'm going to embrace this because you have to catch it. It's easy to set an
absolutely.
alarm on your
Oh,
phone, but this is like, I don't have an alarm on my phone to tell me, like, oh my gosh, I'm enabling again. But you were being committed and saying, like, okay, I just noticed this. Now, how can I change that? And that ties back into responsibility too.
yeah. And the commitment is for me to, in the morning, I'm doing my routine. In the afternoon, I'm doing my routine. In the evening, I'm doing my routine. And I'm not veering off of that routine, because you are absolutely right. External, going to the gym, it's
Mhm.
right there. You're booking it, your alarm is there, whatever. However, whereas with the internal commitment, it's much harder, because how many thoughts do we have a day?
A
We have
lot.
70,000 thoughts a day. And then some of them are going to be the old patterns. And I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about like 95% of our thoughts are negative bias.
And
So
wait,
you are going out of your way.
I want to add to this because I'm literally writing a lesson for my membership. And one of it is on stories, limiting beliefs, all of that. And so thoughts tie into there. And I had to look up the statistics. 98% of our thoughts are a repeat from the day before, also.
Oh,
So not
goodness.
only are
Yeah.
they negative, they're a repeat. So we just stay in these negative thought loops.
We stay in these loops. So you got it. Like, this commitment is truly, and then I do go back. I do fall back. And that's why I have my support system,
Mm.
right? Like, for example, whether it is my therapist or you or another friend of mine, like today, I was like, I told you the story, remind me, slap me in the face, and, tell me to, like, get back into what I am into. And to me, like, having this new me, it's because, remember, you don't get what you want, you get who you are, or who you are
Mm.
becoming, right? So it's like, I don't want to keep repeating, because I created this life and I don't want to keep repeating that. So in order for me to create this life right here, I gotta be so conscious every single moment.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. However, it's not impossible, because I started listening to Dr. Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, and people just like you and me have healed
Yeah.
conditions. Like, there's this one lady's story. It's at the beginning of the book. I mean, no wonder he had to outshine her at the beginning of the book, because her husband committed suicide.
Mm.
She's a psychotherapist,
Wow.
and she developed all these health issues. Like, the way that he described them, I'm like listening to them and like crying from
Mm.
all the health issues. And she healed all of them, and now I think she's one of his coaches or something, whatever. The book is a bit old, but uh you know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. And that's why I think, a lot of people portray that, like from Anita Murjani and all these
Mhm.
people. It's like, if they can do it, we can. So if
100%.
you look at somebody who has achieved the health that you want to achieve, like, oh my goodness, I want to be healthy as that person, or I want to be as successful as that person, or whatever, you're not envying, but you're just reminding yourself, if they can do it, you can, because they are human like you. The only thing is that they committed and they took
Mm.
that responsibility, right? So I think there's twofold. Like, you have the commitment, but also taking the
Yeah.
responsibility in order to remind yourself
Yeah.
to stay committed.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
responsibility of I am 100% responsible for my transformation. And that
absolutely.
is going to vary from person to person, right? Our podcast is called Heal Yourself. It might be a physical healing, it might be emotional healing, it might be spiritual healing,
Yeah,
does not matter. But when you are 100% responsible, you're looking at every aspect, okay? It goes back to your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, what you put in your body, like all of those things. Are you being responsible for what's coming into you? Are you being responsible for how you communicate with others? Are you being responsible for how you show up in the world? Are you being responsible for the things that you do on a day-to-day basis? And that does tie into commitment too. And so this is a thing for you guys to be looking at of, okay, if I feel like I'm, struggling or wavering on this healing journey, look at the responsibility and the commitment and then decide, where can I step it up a notch, right? Like, where are you making excuses?
Absolutely.
Because we do.
Absolutely.
We make excuses.
Oh, we are the kings and queens of
Yeah.
excuses. And
Yeah.
don't forget, we have this analytical brain that guess what? You're going to find an excuse for everything. You're going to be able to defend yourself, find excuses. But what are you doing? Are
Hmm.
you, again, what you're doing is you're repeating that cycle.
Yeah.
So again, it's great to take the responsibility of like, I created this, I did this, because at the end of the day, it's you. Yeah, sure, maybe you were in a toxic place or
Hmm.
you were surrounded with toxic people, but ultimately you chose to stay there.
Which is a hard one for people.
Oh,
Nobody wants to own that.
it was a huge pill for me to swallow because and that's all me. And I know that we're gonna record an episode all about
Hmm.
that. But in the future, I don't know how near it's going to be. But I think once things are, I think calm in my world and finalized, I feel like I can talk about it. But I had to come to terms with, because you remember, I mean, I cried. I'm like, why did I do this? I could have done it. But I had to tell myself, like, it was one, I definitely divine timing. However, I ignored every whisper. I
Mm,
ignored every nudge. I ignored every post. I ignored every single red flag. And I chose to be in the environment until I chose not to. And I have to also remind myself that it took me years in order to come to terms with what I needed to do. And now yes, I'm being gentle with myself, but I'm also being super duper committed because
mhm.
I am committed to a new life and I can definitely quantum leap it versus having to, drag and make excuses. Because I could, I'm tired today. And then I have like, whatever. But I'm not sitting here crying. I'm just saying here, I am committed to the new life that I wanted to create and I don't want it to drag. So that's why today I was like, since I started to come back into the worry, go back to the overthinking, I'm like, what do I need to do? Like, and if you need to seek outside help, whether it's a friend, it's a therapist, it's a life coach, it's a program, a course. I don't like courses like with like a big group
Mhm.
coaching about these things because you do sometimes need that one-on-one. You do need the feedback like with health stuff, yeah, that I love, group coaching with health is great. Like being in a member, like you all feed off of each other, you're all inspiring each other. But I feel when it's a personal journey, it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, to me, it helps me to talk to one person or two people that are aware of the whole story
Yeah.
versus having to like, because sometimes like when it is in a group coaching, it's like, oh, I have to tell my story like to every single person in order to help me. But this is a personal choice. Absolutely, you can do whatever you want. It's just that whatever healing you want to do and you want to commit to, absolutely have a support group because you may want to, and that's another excuse, oh, I can do it myself. Well, yeah, sure, but it will be way more supportive when you have support people with you.
And I just want to kind of briefly touch on that responsibility piece too, because you mentioned it and I'm seeing you taking responsibility too. So this is the other thing, guys, is like I'm not even talking victim mentality, so I don't know where I'm going with this, but like you are taking responsibility for how your relationship has ended up, right? We can place blame on someone else or on circumstances, situations, whatever, but it does come back to I take responsibility for how things are going right now. And so, for those of you on your health journey, you and I, Denise, went through health journeys,
Yeah,
right? And I will say it took me to the point of being committed and responsible and self integral before my health started to shift because it would be little things of like, oh, I'm going to work out more and I'm going to eat better. But was I being committed and was I being fully responsible for everything that was going in my body? Absolutely not. So that's the other piece of this too. And I
Yeah.
know maybe it sounds redundant and we're probably saying a lot of the same things around and around, but you guys need to hear it many times.
I mean, absolutely, because repetition, that's why, like, I'm
Hmm.
listening to the same meditation every morning. I'm listening to the same subconscious reprogramming every night because repetition is what got us here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Repetition of the same thing, of the same the bad eating habits, or of the same, sitting down and not going out for a walk, of the
The lack
same,
of stress
mental.
management. That was
Exactly.
mine.
So the repetition is what got us here, and I totally believe is the repetition of the new
Hmm.
version that you want to create is what will get you where you want to get. So yeah, we are repeating, and we're not just repeating it for you guys, we're repeating it for ourselves as well, because we don't, I mean, I know you and I have always said it. Yes, we do love to help others, absolutely. But ultimately, this is such a healing journey for us because we have learned so much just by like hitting record and talking, and a lot of the times, like, we didn't even look at the notes. The
No.
notes did not even reflect what we're talking about. It's because, like, constantly, and we are committed. Look at me, I'm here at my sister's, sitting at my niece's vanity. That's why I'm right here
And
on the
I'm
beach
chilling
as
in a
well.
hotel in the middle
You're
of
chilling in
recording
the
stuff.
and we said, that's it, we're going to record. We're recording
Hmm.
today because we couldn't record, because I know that our day was Fridays, but then I took on some clients on Fridays, so I can't record on Fridays. And now we're like, okay, let's do this one. Or
Because
so
we're
but we
committed.
are,
Hmm.
yeah, we are committed to this podcast, and when we record, we record. So I mean, maybe there aren't many takeaways, and maybe it's like, the
There's plenty of
repetition that would be.
takeaways in there.
You're right. I know.
There
No,
were
but like
plenty.
maybe like sorry, I didn't mean a takeaway like an action step per
Mm.
se, but just kind of like start looking where in your life. And I know that I was in huge denial when it came to my relationship. And I'd be like, oh, no, 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 this is not about me. Oh, no, 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 this is not about me. Until I truly, truly, truly looked, and I'm like,
That's when you took responsibility. So that is their action step. Look at where in your life things are not going well. Are you being 100% committed and responsible for that outcome? And the answer is probably no, right? And it's okay to own that because there are
yeah.
areas in our life that we're still not there, and that's all right.
Oh, absolutely. Same, of course. And we're just not sitting here on a high horse saying
Yeah,
like,
not at
oh,
all.
no, we're very real, and we are doing the work as well. And we have come a long way, but there's still so much to do as
Hmm.
well. And because our thoughts are literally, and like you said, 98% from repeat from yesterday, from the day before, 90% is negative bias. So my goodness gracious, there's a whole lot of awareness
It's a
that
daily
needs, like,
uphill battle.
it is a daily uphill battle, and some days are going to be harder than other days, and that's okay. It's
Yeah.
just that we continue to commit to ourselves,
Mhm.
right? Take responsibility of our own action, our own healing, our integrity,
Yeah.
our values.
Okay. I
Yeah.
think that's good
So this is
stopping
all
point.
like the takeaways. Yeah, like all of them. Take them all, bottle them up, and boom,
Yeah.
you're healed.
If only
The
it were that
only
easy.
thing is, like, I know. The only thing is just like, sometimes, like, my that's the only excuse, okay?
I know.
When teenage daughters drive you crazy, but
Oh my gosh.
no, she's been amazing. I can't, like, no, she's been great.
All
I know.
right, guys. Well, as always, we ask you to leave us a review, find us on Instagram, let us know if there's any topics you want to hear about. And we'll see you on the next episode.